let's get to somewhere where I'm comfortable, and that's the NFL, and very comfortable talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not going to talk about Trey Hendricks in the latest, by the way, and I'm going to ask Levante David about that. I think it's a perfect person to talk to about what he means to that defense, what that defense would possibly look like without him. The latest this morning that Mr. Trey Hendrickson is dug in on his side. That report coming from ESPN. We'll get to that. I don't want to focus on that this morning. You know how I feel. They need to sign him. They need to get it done. And there's a market for him elsewhere. I'm not going to even get into Shamar Stewart, which, you know, we got to start quick on this team. They got the Browns week 1 on the road. They got the Jags week 2. This team's going to have to get it popping early in the season. Hopefully, it seems Joe Burrow has a fire lit under him. He seems like mid-season form. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited. I'm just going to manifest. I'm excited about them getting the deal done with Trey Hendrickson. As I will just say, we looked up the numbers this morning. I think they were 30th in first down defense, if I'm correct. I think they're 25th in their bottom 7 in like every category defensively last year. And there's a lot of people saying that that's a reason not to pay Trey Hendrickson, because what do those 17 and a half sacks do or defense was still bad? That is absolutely a crazy, like that kind of logic is not, you're not passing the LSATs in any of the 50 states in America with that kind of logic. I do want to focus not on those things this morning. I would like to focus on Jamar Chase and what he had to say after a practice to start the week. And he was asked about how the contract situation from last year affected him in the off season, where he was still around the facility. He was smiley. How did it affect him into the early part of the year, where there is fair criticism of the Bengals not having the success that we expect to kick things off?
I could say I wasn't mentally ready to be on the field. I was in my own head. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to play, but I was in my own head, like, you know.
I saw this. And my first thought was, is he trolling us? Like, that can't be, there can be no truth to that. Jamar, get out of here. You put up a freaking triple crown. But then I did think about this, and Hamilton dug into the numbers. And if you take a look at it, it is a little scary to think about, because he did put together a triple crown season. He did get off to a slower start, though, over the first month of the season when you compare it to what he did to close out the year. And these are the expectations he has on himself. The numbers are crazy. He nearly doubled his catches per game after those first 4. He scored over a touchdown a game, 33 more receiving yards per contest. The Bengals also 8-5 over that final stretch, of course, after starting not hot, after starting not great. It's like a broken record, but 1-3. I'm sick of that number. And I like their schedule to start the year. They got to focus on that. It's wild to think, though, just like to give Jamar his love here. It's wild to think that his line for receiving yards on FanDuel Sportsbook is just 1,325 and a half for this season. I'm just saying. If he keeps up the pace that he had over the last 3 quarters of 2024, which he's admitting he came out in his head thinking whatever, he'll put up over 1,800 this year, okay? Playing that pace game. This is one, him and Justin Jefferson, right? 1A, 1B, whatever you're gonna say. 1325 and a half is actually disrespectful, I think. He's smashing the over on FanDuel Sportsbook this season. And by the way, future parlays, all the rage right now. Get over to this to FanDuel, and they literally have odds for everything. It is sort of uncanny. Go over there, have some fun.